Oh, hello again. How are you, friend? It is I, Josh Potter. Welcome, one, welcome all my little roaches. Come crawl from under the floorboards and join us once again. We've got lots going on. Just came back from Skankfest in Las Vegas. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I'm taping this before I go. So next week is where you'll get the real reaction. I'm sure I had a blast. Thank you for coming to say hello if you did. And can't wait to give you the true report on what went down at Skankfest. Other than that, as far as gigs go, going to be with Annie Letterman on the 20th, which is coming up here very soon at the Irvine Improv. Then I'm going to be with Annie again later on down the road at the San Jose Improv. And then I'm going to be with Tom all over Florida. If you're going to see Tom in Florida in the month of November, it's like 2 weeks of gigs. I don't even know what cities they are, but it's all in Florida. If you're going to see Tom then, you will see me as well. So I want to let you know about all those. If you want to stay up to date, at Josh_Potter on Instagram, at J_Potter on Twitter. Link in the bio will take you to just about everything that you need, including Twitch, twitch.tv/Josh_Potter, patreon.com/The Josh Potter Show. That's all I've got to plug. And with me today, a fan favorite, already crowned guest of the year for 2022. Just did a show with her, spent 10 hours in the car, learned a lot. It's Chase O'Donnell, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
That opening you just did?
Yeah.
Did you come up with that on the top of your head?
In terms of what?
Hello
when my shows
again. The roaches are crawling.
I mean, I do this every week. It's a fucking podcast.
I felt like it was Dr. Seuss. It was so good. It was beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
I did.
And,
anyways, happy to be here.
Thank you for coming back again. Obviously, you are our most frequent guest inside the Roach Motel.
Yes, thank you.
And we're always happy to have Chase.
Yay.
And we just spent about 10 hours in a car together, going to Yuma, Arizona.
Did you get sick? Did you get a cold after that?
You know what? I got a cold on Sunday. But it was like more than a week removed from when I saw you.
So it wasn't me.
No, you know what it was? I was at the Comedy Store on Saturday night, and I shared joints with about 4 trillion people, and I really think that has something to do with it.
That'll do it.
But it was only a 24-hour. I was like, oh, do I have COVID? I don't even care anymore, really, at the end of the day. But, like, I was like, oh, no. And then I was like, the next day, fine. So I think it was just a little bit
I'm glad I didn't give you a cold.
It was a joint sharing cold. No, and I mean, you had like a cold for like 6 months.
I still have it.
Oh, cool.
I'm still coughing.
I mean, I don't think that it's the autumn. It's cold and flu season. Like, let's just stop pretending that this is going to be a problem. We all have PTSD. But no, I didn't get a cold from spending 10 hours in the car with you, but I did learn a little bit more about Chase O'Donnell's dating life.
Are we jumping right into that?
Well, I think it's a great way to begin.
I thought we'd ease into that.
I don't know. I think it's a good place to begin because, as people know on this program, you've been on the show now multiple times, and the last few times we've discussed your dating life. And we've discussed how you've had some
bad dates.
Odd choices at the end of the day.
Well,
in terms of strategy, not odd choices in terms of the dates themselves. I just mean like once in the situation
that I can't get out.
Odd choices made. Yes.
Okay.
Staying at the strip club that you were brought to for your first date whilst the gentleman was making out with the stripper and getting a lap dance. That's one where I would go like,
you go, I'm going to leave.
I'd go odd choice there. Yeah.
I'm going to go home. Okay.
Odd choice to stay.
Okay. That one was a while ago.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not saying. I'm just painting it with a wide brush at the end of the day, just in some regards. I mean, and then what was the other one? The man who berated you, who told you smell, or said that you should dye your hair or something like that. Was that the other fella? Just
yeah, I stayed a bit too long. Also,
dated him for 3 months or something like that. Was that him? Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's the strip club.
Okay, well there we go. That one will always
No,
get to me every
that
time.
one was just one date.
Okay.
But I just like, I on these dates,
Yeah.
it's like if I'm going on a date, I'm there for minimum 7 hours. Like I don't.
Like it's a work day? You don't have to stay.
It's an all night.
Well, I got to put in my 8 hours of being here.
Even if I know.
Well, I know that you and I have
good.
a common, I don't know if it's a problem per se, but we have the tendency, you and I, to never say die when it comes to hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll hang out. I'm always like the last guy to like, oh, the party's ending?
Like we'll just, I mean, in Yuma, we stayed out till 4.
Oh, but later than that, probably. I mean, I don't even know. It was like, and in Yuma, there's no bars open at 4. I mean, we went to like a Denny's.
We went to Denny's.
Which, by the way, all respect in the world for Denny's. My father was able to provide for my family through working at Denny's. My mother was a Denny's waitress. All the respect in the world for the franchise, but good God, I have never been more sick after eating an omelet in my entire life the next day.
Well, I threw up.
I was like, I delayed our departure from Yuma like an extra 45 minutes because I'm like, I don't think I can get in a car with Chase right now without just exploding everywhere. I mean, all I got was a veggie omelet. Yeah. Like, what the fuck did they put in there?
Yeah.
And it really killed me. And I was like fucked up for 2 days from that. So I wasn't sick from you. I was sick from Denny's.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But on that road trip, Chase divulged, and I think it was on our Instagram Live, which is up in the ether now because my phone died while we were doing it.
I think that's good. It dissipated.
No, yeah. You shared some other secrets on there we won't tell. That you were like, I don't know. I should talk about that. You're like, my grandma's going to... I'm like, not on my channel. She's not.
Okay.
But...
Yeah.
What I learned, something very odd. Chase goes on a date with a guy, first date. And now, how many times would you say this happened before I say what it is?
This is under 10 times.
Under 10 times.
So
possibly 10 times?
No.
So 9?
It could possibly be that. Okay. But I'm going to, throughout the years.
Oh, this is a throughout the years thing.
Yeah.
I thought this might have been a recent,
no, throughout the years.
Jag of guys here.
Mm-hmm, throughout the years.
So throughout the years, how many would you say
recently,
in close proximity to each other where it raised some flags?
4.
4. Okay. Within what span of time? A summer, a spring?
I'd say between March and June is when I was really
So 4 instances
dating.
Between March and June.
Mm-hmm.
Chase went on, these would be what, first dates?
Mm-hmm.
First dates with gentlemen. And
4.
Upon the first dates ending,
mm-hmm.
these gentlemen would invite Chase back to their home.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you, when they do that, do you initially say no?
Well, I say, just what, to watch a movie or like...
You ask.
Yeah, like I make it clear, like not for any other reason than just to continue the hangout.
No sexual thing will be occurring.
Yeah, like, like nothing's happening, but we can go back to your house.
And coming to, as a guy, I'm just going to say that we all go, oh, yeah, no, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, they say, of course nothing's going to happen.
Of course.
Of course nothing's going to happen. Like, I just want to, it's just a fun night. Like, don't go home. You've been drinking.
So Chase goes, all right.
Okay. I do.
Sure.
I go, okay.
And she spends the night at their house. Every time.
I think what you were so shocked about is I spend the night, but I just spend the night.
No.
I don't.
Not at all. I knew you wouldn't be fucking these guys. I'm saying like, and that's my point. The fact that you would go through with sleeping there, knowing you had no intentions of having sex with them, is insane to me. Because you know they're going to try.
They don't want me to leave.
I know.
And I say, I gotta go. They're like, no, please stay. And I'm
that
like,
doesn't
fine.
matter.
I'm almost upset about it. I'm like, fine, I'll stay the night.
So,
but nothing's happening.
The funny thing is, to me, is that your decision to stay the night, they're like, no, stay. You can't say no to that. But then when it comes to the sex, you expect them to go, oh, she said no to that one, so there's definitely no way I'm going to try again.
Yeah, they always try.
They always
try.
Of course they do. You put yourself in the position where they try. I'm not blaming you because you do say a hard no, but I know for a fact, I know as a guy, you're like, well, she's in my bed. I'm going to at least,
Try.
put up a flare, and see if I can give it a...
And that's where that's the boundary.
That's the one boundary then, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, don't have a good night's sleep in your own bed because you're not going to have sex anyway.
And then
Let's just have awkward sleeping.
And then you have to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, bye.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's just terrible.
So I'm like, why would you put yourself in this position every time?
Well, now that we've discussed it, I don't think I will.
Okay, please don't.
Because you made me realize the guy never intends to just hang out.
Yeah, I know.
And you said...
You never realized that before I brought it up?
Well, you said the guys are like, what is... we're in our 30s here. Like, what's going on?
What are we having, a sleepover? What are we doing here? What's the point of this?
Which that was a big wake-up call for me when you said that.
Well, I'm glad because it's just so funny to me that you're like, you can't have a hard stead no against going to their house and to begin with.
I try.
But then
one time we were walking. He was walking me back to my house. And he said, come on, please. And we changed course. And I was like,
then Chase
right
was like,
there.
all right, fine.
Yeah.
You don't think after they've
he so badly wanted to
I
continue
know, but then they're
hanging
gonna
out.
so badly want you to blow them or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they're gonna be like, but come on, you know what I'm like?
So
if they can convince you to come back to their house, so like change your mind and get you to come over,
right? They think that
exactly.
I'm just being nice, and then giving them the wrong idea.
As a guy, please don't be nice to me like that. If you have no intention of sleeping with me, you don't have to come over.
Okay.
Right? You know what I mean? We don't need to have a...
Well, one time, this happened, with a first date. And then the second date, I didn't go back to his house. He slammed the car door. I drove him back. He slammed the car door, wouldn't look at me, and walked into the house.
These are children.
Because they're so mad I'm not coming back to the house.
Yeah,
with
what
them.
a child. You should be happy that he showed his true colors in that moment.
Yeah, he showed his true colors.
I mean, golly. You don't want to make
this
them
is what
mad.
I'm working with.
I don't want to make this sensitive child mad. I might as well go sleep in a bed with him for an entire night.
Right. So this sounds so bad, though, as we're discussing it. I'm curious.
Yeah. Do other girls do this? That's what I'm curious about.
I am curious if other girls do this, but I think the answer is going to be no.
I would hope so.
And
it really was shocking to me. I was like, I had to have you repeat it to me like 4 times. I'm like, so wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you say no to going to their house? And they're like, but come on. And then you're like, oh, all right. But
they
no
do
sex.
a good job convincing. They don't just say, come on. They're just like, don't drive.
They are in so many words.
Yeah. They have their arguments.
Yeah, which I'm sure they'll have a few for once you're in bed with them.
It's so late already.
My dick's already hard. It's out of my pants.
But let me tell you, it's not happening anymore.
Good. I would hope not.
Anyone listening, don't get any ideas.
Don't get any ideas. And you did shut one down. You don't have to give details, but I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
A guy.
Shut one down.
And how did he react? Like a man or like a child?
He was disappointed.
Well, sure, but was he like, fuck you, Chase?
No, but he did try to, it wasn't just like, okay, the answer's no. There's some like, come on.
Yeah, they're always going to try. I'm in my 30s now. I'm almost in my 40s. I'm 36 years old.
You're not almost in your 40s.
I'm 36. I'm
You're
pretty much
mid-30s.
on my way there.
Okay.
I, many years ago, have given up on the trying like that, where I'm like, please. There's no sense in it, fellas. If you're out there and you're a young man, once they give you a clear no, it's not happening. You know what I mean? Some women, though, I'll tell you this. I was in a car making out with a woman, and I went to, go south with my hands, if you will.
Sure. With the girl?
On the girl, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the girl was like, no. And I was like, okay. And I stopped. Then, on the way home, I get a text. She writes to me, you should know no means yes. And I got so mad at this woman.
What year was this? Like,
this was like in 2017.
Was this pre-Me Too?
Not really. Not that much Me Too, where it's like no has meant no since at least like 1993. You know?
It has, yeah. I mean, I can't believe she
like
said
that's
that.
on a bumper sticker or some shit. That's like a campaign slogan.
No
means
yes.
no.
Well, that's why I think guys get confused.
Well, sure, I get
girls
that,
say
but
no.
That's my point too. Is where it's like women who do that are the devil, for the record. And I called her. I didn't even text back. I called her and I'm like, what do you mean no means yes? Do you understand the implications of that? Like, don't put that message into people's
So you
brains.
got mad at her?
Yeah, I got upset with her because she fucking said that. I go, no does not mean yes. And if you want it to be yes, you need to tell me. That's how things go.
Yeah.
That's how consent works.
Good job.
It's annoying to me that they would do that, though, like, because, but my point is that after that moment, I mean, that was not that long ago, but a lesser me and a younger me, probably when she said no, would have tried a second time, and then she would have acquiesced. And then at that point, it gets hinky because then you don't know, did I convince the woman to do this? Am I, did she just like give up? Or does no mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it gets very...
Well, yeah. Did you say hinky? Is that the word
yes,
you used?
Yes, I did use hinky, I think. I have used hinky. But it's just, guys are never, especially young guys, are never going to just like... It's not that they're not going to accept no for an answer. They show their true colors when you give them no as an answer.
Yeah.
They'll either be accepting and mature about it and be like, well, it's not happening. Or they get all like, and then they slam doors and they don't look at you and they act like a feeble loser in that point.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you figured this out, though.
I'm
just
glad
can't
we had
believe
our talk about this. So
well, yeah, because I
now
cannot believe that you were putting yourself into the position to have them get frustrated in that way. Like you're putting yourself in their home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is fucking nuts. And then Chase was telling me that she would come home in the morning and her roommates all thought she was just like a giant whore, that she was just fucking every dude that she was going out with. And she was just
They were
sleeping.
shocked when I told them there hadn't been any
yeah, none of them.
hanky-panky going on. They were shocked.
Oh, my God. If there's any women out there, I mean, I know women deal with this all the time, but do you purposely put yourself in this position? That is another story. So maybe you've helped a woman out there, though, who has been doing this. Now it's a wake-up call. I hope someone
else is going through this. I think it's just me, though.
I mean, if there is a woman out there who has had to put themselves in this position, I hope they're hearing this message and they are saying, well, that never dawned on me before either. And maybe I will not spend the night at a guy's house for absolutely no benefit or reason at all. It's not even like it's like, just want does he have a sick ass bed? If that's the case, like,
oh my God, one guy's house was a mess. I mean, a mess.
What was it?
There were tissues all over, and he was like, "It's not for what you think."
What is it for? What's it for? What's the best case scenario?
It's just not for what you think.
And he means masturbating?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just have like a runny nose and throw tissues on the ground? That's what this is? What is it for then, guy?
Well,
do tell.
I remember laying in that bed just being like, what am I doing here?
Are you often drunk in these beds?
Well, I've never been on a date sober.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. That's my favorite part about you, by the way.
What?
Is that you party.
Well, yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it. They use you've been drinking, don't go home.
Which makes sense in a world
not that I even drive
Uber.
There. Yeah, I can Uber.
Yeah, that's what I said to Chase too. She goes, well, I don't. They always say don't drive. Excuse my coughing. I apologize. I started choking on Red Bull for a moment when you made me laugh.
You're excused.
But that was the other thing Chase said too. She goes, well, I've been drinking, so they say don't drink and drive. And I'm like, call a fucking Uber. I'd rather call an Uber.
Is this a testament though to how much fun they're having with me on the date?
They're going to want to have sex with you, Chase. Yes.
Aren't they just having
That's the
such
nature
a good
of a
time?
date. Yes. If they're having a splendid time, they think, we have a connection. Even if they don't think, by the way, we have a connection. Darn. They go, oh, maybe we're all drinking and having a blast here. Maybe Chase will want to...
not to toot my own horn, but I think...
You are fun.
Guys have fun on dates with me.
Of course they do. And they're going to want to sleep with you.
They don't want to just keep
Is that a revelation that you weren't sure?
They don't want to keep talking and laughing.
No, I mean, that's not really what most think is going to end in a successful date is going to end like.
Okay.
But, I mean, they should, at the end of the day, you should establish that. That's, I guess, how you find, maybe you were trying to do your own sword in the stone, so to speak, and find out which guy will I go sleep at his home and then he won't try and fuck me. Was that what you were looking for?
No.
Was it a test?
No. I was on a date with a guy, and my friend happened to be at the restaurant, and she was sitting like 2 tables away from me. And he went to the bathroom, and she comes over, and she's like, this seems to be going really well. And I was like, no, it's terrible. And we proceeded to stay at the restaurant until the bar closed, 2 a.m.
Okay.
And my friend was so confused because I kept going over like, this is not going well.
But then you were acting as if you do a great job at, and I wasn't
acting. I was interested in what he had to say.
For what reason?
He was the one in the cult.
Oh, so you were just curious.
Yeah, I felt like, it was a good conversation. He wasn't the one. I had no
I want to put you in a little ball and protect you. I mean, I won't say where we were, but there was another occasion where there was a creepy guy talking to when we were at a social occasion.
Yeah.
And you're like, this guy is bothering me. Can you just help me put up some defense? And I was like, sure. And then, I turned my head for 3 seconds. I come back. Chase has left me to go talk to the guy.
I'm starting the conversation.
She's like, yeah, exactly.
Very confusing.
And I'm like,
does she need help?
Well, then I'm like, okay,
she seems to be enjoying
I better hop into action. So I go over, and then it's like, this is tough. I don't know. Now I can't tell which team I'm on here. I can't tell what I'm supposed to do in this instance.
No, I know. I remember thinking to myself, Josh has got to be confused because I am engaging. I'm starting the convos.
And then you don't want to be abrasive. Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's all get me.
Well, yeah,
out
no.
of
Now
here.
from now on, I know all right, we're in code red.
Yeah.
So I know how to act appropriately.
I mean, I'm just listening to this conversation and imagining how I come off. I think people are.
I don't think you come off as anything
other
than a
innocent
young lady who has the best intentions and is unaware of the just pure nefariousness of a gentleman who wants to go on a date with you. I mean, they're all going to try and fuck you.
All of them?
Yeah. Okay. Am I wrong, folks?
Okay.
Kirsten's not even looking at me.
No, he has a good point. I mean, unless you find a nice celibate man who's just has that
a nice celibate man.
Yeah, I mean, good luck, but he would probably be really great at a sleepover.
Or there's gentlemen out there who are
right.
Nobody in a first date.
Yeah.
There is no guy who's just come and watch a movie over him.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Maybe a second date where it's
she'll come up.
We can pull a pull up. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I have gone on dates with girls where I go, I can see this going beyond just me hooking up with this person.
Okay.
And then, yes, I am slow to make a move. Oftentimes, by the way, too slow. I've learned. There's a nice little mix in there where it's you go too slow. Now You
mean after they spend the night?
No, if a girl spends a night at my apartment, I'm like, what is she doing? If there's no Uber, I was dating in a time where there were no Ubers, and many women stayed at my apartment for platonic reasons that I've gone on dates with.
But once Uber was invented, there's no need.
Well, I would imagine. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had this. It's a very young thing to do where it's you're out drinking, it's 4 a.m. They just happen to crash at your place. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But we're in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're in our 30s.
Okay.
Sleeping at a person's house now.
You're right. That's immature.
Yeah, it's just not a thing where it's I don't want a person sleeping over if we're not having sex.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, if we're not going to have sex, let me call you. I've done that a minute. Let me call you an Uber. I'll pay for the Uber. I'll send you an Uber home.
But see, I tell the guy before. I say nothing's happening.
I can't sit here and
they say, yes, but please still.
I can't, take into consideration the absolute numbskulls that these guys are, but I'm saying like if
Well,
it were me in that
If the
in that
girl
case.
told you nothing's happening, you would say, okay, let me call you an Uber.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. 100 out of 100 times.
Okay.
Or if it was like, if we were getting along great, say it's like, oh my God, this is magical.
Yeah.
And like, let's go watch, like we're talking about a movie all night. Let's go watch that movie at your house. I would think like, oh, I can see where this might be going. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, but then I would go back. We turn on the movie. I'd make a move. She stiff arms me. She Heismans me.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm like, all right, movie's over. So what's your address? I'll pop it in here. We'll do a nice XL for you. How about that?
That's
even?
never. I wish. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, no, maybe I'm giving advice to gentlemen out there too.
Yeah,
but
give advice to the
in
gentleman.
my opinion, there are not many who would think that you coming back to their apartment after a night of drinking would equate to like, we're just gonna go to sleep.
I'm so
Tell me more
happy I learned this.
Tell me more about Tissue's room.
Oh my God.
What else was in there? Do you remember?
I mean,
else?
you couldn't even see the floor.
It was all just tissues.
No, it was like clothes and I think just clothes.
Okay.
It just was. There was no floor though.
Yeah.
It was and no bedding.
I was just about to ask if he had sheets on the mattress.
Yeah,
that is like. The
I don't
biggest
think
red
so.
flag,
He had.
Chase.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I learned?
It wasn't good.
I'm maturing slowly, for the record, in terms of like when women come to my apartment, what they see, what they like take into consideration. The toilet paper, is it on? You know what I have in my new apartment?
What?
The toilet paper, when full, does not fit on the rolly thing.
Oh, okay.
So I actually take it off. Now I'm like, great, a girl comes over. I got to keep a half-lodged toilet paper thing, and if a girl comes over, I pop that one on the roll so it can turn. You know what I'm saying?
They make extenders for the.
I gotta get a redo, or I gotta like I want to call the landlord and be like, you gave me a bum toilet paper roll thing here.
So you keep a half one for the ladies.
For when girls come over, I put it on there.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, he's got the toilet paper on there.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you do that on nights where you're not sure? You're like, there's like a 25% chance just in case.
Oh yeah, when I go out, I pop it on the roll.
Just in case.
I go, the toilet paper's on the roll. That's Daddy's way of saying we might get lucky tonight. And then the rest of the time when I'm just there by myself, I just keep it on the back of the toilet. I don't care. Like the full one, I get a new one. I'm like, well, it's right here. Whatever.
So that's what I should look for.
No. I'm
if
just
I
asking.
go to the guy's house
There
and
are
toilet
other things
papers.
like that. Is one of the things that women have. I've heard expressed. The other thing I heard. Navy blue sheets.
Because you can't tell if they're dirty.
No, I don't know. But women say that navy blue sheets are like a red flag. I've heard multiple. I don't know why. I was hoping you would tell me.
Oh, no, I've never known that, but that makes sense. It's like when they're dark, then you can't.
What's an appropriate, like when a girl comes over and they see the sheets, what sheets color do they go, look at this guy?
Gray?
Gray? Okay, I have gray. I have
Oh,
gray right
you
now.
do?
I have gray on there right
Gray.
now.
I don't know. I would say it's more about like the texture, not the color.
Oh,
You're talking thread
do you
count
like
now.
jersey?
Yeah.
You need some
Satin.
Egyptian threads.
Yeah.
No
Cotton.
one wants satin.
No one wants. I mean, that would be.
That would be a red flag.
Red
if
flag.
if you went over there and there's tissues on the floor and satin sheets, run. You're in Dahmer's apartment.
Yeah.
Dahmer didn't even have sheets. Did you watch that show?
Yes.
He just had a blood stain on his mattress.
Exactly.
Gay
yes.
guys are different.
Well,
Exactly.
see, I watched Dahmer and told myself I'd get out of there. I'm pretty confident if a guy brought me back there, I'd go, I'm gonna go.
What's funny, I thought
But
about
I had
this
to
with
talk.
Dahmer.
I had to give myself a talk.
The guys stayed because guys don't care about guys' apartments. They go over there and they're like, this is just a dude's apartment. It smells weird. Oh, it's just a dude. It's a lot of gay shit going on in here. It smells like gay stuff. I like when Dahmer answers the door too. How he answers the door and the cops are like, sir, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, we're just doing gay stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, we'll leave you to
He
it.
knew how to get out of stuff. He
He's
knew people
good.
would be like, oh, these cops, when they hear that we're doing gay stuff, they're going to be like, oh, we don't want to get
Yeah.
involved in that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good.
So yeah, what else do you, when you go to a guy's home, is a good, in Kirsten, you can contribute to this too. What is it? What do you go in there and you go, ooh, I'm gonna fuck this guy because he's got this or that. Help me out.
Well, it's never because they got this or that.
What is it because of?
If I like them.
Well, sure, duh. But I'm saying
Right?
like, what's a red flag that you see where you go like, I like this guy, but then you go to his house and you're like,
Yeah, it would be like if the mattress is on the floor.
that's a good one.
Like, how many roommates does he have?
Okay, yeah.
Is it
That could change you if you like him. If he has like what? How many? 3?
Yeah, 3's too many. Even 2's a little too many.
Okay.
I feel like he should have more than just one pillow on the bed.
Oh,
Guess
yeah.
how many I have now? Because I'm a former 1 pillow offense guy.
You have 2. You have 4.
I have 4.
4.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Look at me now,
Mm-hmm.
4 pillow Josh over here.
That's good.
The glow up of my living situation is out of control. I just wish my audience stayed as big because now everyone just thinks of me as having squalor apartment. There's nothing more on the internet that I wish was not on the internet
What?
than that video of them cleaning my apartment during COVID. When I was like severely depressed, like to the point where I'm like, maybe I just hang myself.
I've never
in here.
seen that.
Don't watch it.
Well, now I'm going to.
No, please don't watch it.
Okay.
You
Well,
will think of me different. People think of me different.
Okay.
It changes their minds about me. And I promise, I mean, you were in my apartment recently. It's not like that. It never will be like that. That was like a moment in time where I got so lost and it was so bad that like I
Well,
can't even I'm a different person. I feel like a different
Yeah.
human being. And like, you know, I guess 500,000 people just see that and they're like, this guy's a fucking scumbag. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, COVID was tough.
yeah.
COVID was tough.
It was when all my gigs got canceled, I drank 20 beers a day and just sat in my room and just would drink them and throw them onto the ground and then just like never clean anything. I'd like it was brutal.
We'll see. That would if I came over and
Oh, no one was coming over.
and
then.
there were beer cans everywhere and
Yeah.
red
no
flag.
one was coming over then.
Okay.
What's so wild is that women who had come over to my apartment prior to that happening, prior to COVID, were like, oh wow, you know, like they're the only ones who had seen like a before and after, you know, so to speak. So they're like, oh, I know this wasn't you forever. This is just, you know, a really bad space. But yeah, no, I mean, now I've been trying to, because there was another time when Tom and Christina brought my bedroom up when I guess I had lived in LA at this point for like almost 2 years, but not quite.
Wait, did Tom and Christina bring cameras into your
Yes,
apartment?
multiple times.
Oh, okay.
So the first one was just a picture.
Okay.
And it was clean. Everything was fine. It was clean. But I had, you know, just a bed. And I had no dressers. I just had one suitcase. I actually had 2 suitcases, but you'd only see one. And I had, you know, one pillow on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And they had brought to my attention that one pillow is not enough. And I'm like, well, how many heads do I have? You know what I mean? They're like, well, what if a girl comes over? And I go, well, if a girl comes over, she gets the pillow.
I'm looking it up.
You're never going to find that one, the picture one.
Oh, really?
I don't want you to find the other one. Do it
A
later.
look
when I'm
into
not doing-
Josh Potter's disgusting
Yeah,
apartment.
and the labeling of it. Oh my God. I remember that was the one I said after I go, anything for content. And then afterwards I was like, God, I wish. Do not pull it up on here. This is my fucking show. I mean,
But
people are going to go watch it.
But
I don't care.
You've been talking about it.
I know, and I hate it.
And now I
I'm
want to see it.
Well, everyone's going to want to see it. Go rack that shit up another
Should we
fucking-
cut this part out of the
No,
interview?
it's fine.
We can cut it out.
It's out there. It's out there. People know about it. But I wanted to bring it up before the rest of the internet did in the comments section, be like judging people's apartments.
Okay.
You got to make a new one so
Yeah,
that it
do a
pushes
new
it
one.
down.
Oh,
in
that's
the,
fun.
In the results.
Well,
when
it'll
somebody
never get the
searches.
views that one got, for fuck's sake. I
yeah,
mean,
but you just label it as like even more disgusting apartment, and then you actually flip it on them, and you're like,
all right.
gotcha, guys.
All right, we'll work on it,
Squeaky.
team. We'll work on it, all right?
Okay. We'll work on it.
But yeah, no, I wanted to like spruce it up more. I did buy art. I have art now. My favorite artist, Ed Hopper. I bought 2 pieces of art from him. It cost me kind of a pretty penny. And they're very big. I got to figure
That's
out how to
right,
hang them on the
because
wall.
I showed you this piece of art on my background, and I said it costs $500.
Yeah.
and that's why it's my background. And you said $500 isn't that much.
No, you can just buy that then. It's the reprint costs $500.
I thought that was a funny
Wait, does the
comment.
original cost $500?
Yeah,
The original.
yeah.
Oh, well, is it famous? Is it a famous person?
It's just
Is it your
Wendy
friend?
and Peter.
Who are who?
Tinkerbell.
No, but who drew it?
I
Or
don't know. It's
painted
just
it?
available on Disney.com.
For $500?
Yeah.
That's not an original.
So I
then.
screenshotted it and put it as my screensaver because I beat the system.
There
I
you
got
go.
it for free.
No, I have an Ed Hopper
And
background
I thought
myself.
$500 was a lot of money for art, and you think that's nothing.
Not if it's an original. If it's an original that costs $500, it's just like a whatever. If
thought
it's
that
a,
was pricey.
I mean, the ones that I bought are obviously reprints or whatever they call them. I don't know
Thousands.
if there's a special word for that, and they were about that amount.
500.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's just I'm not buying the one that's in like fucking.
you're not buying the Banksy.
Right. I'm not buying the one that's like in New York right now in the fucking art museums where they have an exhibit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're saying.
Which is like probably. Let's look up what an Ed Hopper original painting might cost. Does it say how much an original would cost, like a museum anywhere by chance?
I mean, some of them are in the millions.
Millions, exactly.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Of course, that's what I was.
That's why 500 isn't that much.
Right.
Okay.
Well, if you think of anything out there, folks, that I need to add to my apartment that when a woman comes over will help me get out of the chase zone where she where she comes over, I can convince a person maybe perhaps to
Candles, mood lighting,
okay, candles.
clean.
Hand soap.
Have that, Kirsten.
Hand soap.
Already ahead of you. Got 2 hand soaps.
say, 'cause if-
One in the kitchen, one in the bathroom.
They don't have hand soap. They should not be.
I heard that's a big one too. And towels. Bought many a towels.
Yes, yes.
I have an array of towels. I have hand soap out the ass. I have art on the wall. We are getting there, folks.
You don't like wash yourself with like dish soap, do you?
No. I have
Okay,
hand
good.
soap.
Good.
No,
But
dish
I mean,
soap
like the
is-
shower situation.
Right.
Because
Oh, no, I
I stepped
have-
into a house and have seen like like
No one's
Apple
using dish
Jacks
soap in the-
dish soap in the shower.
Are you serious?
But
Oh, I'm dead serious.
was that after a date?
That was like at a house party at like a house, and you like just peer in and you see.
Well,
Yeah.
in college,
Personality.
kids
Yeah.
are showering with like, oh, I got Ajax under the sink here. Let's
That's
just
what
use
I'm
this.
saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's wild. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by DraftKings, and the NFL season is in full effect, my friends. We're about to head here into week 7, and oh my Lord, I've been having a hard time betting. I'm not going to lie, but that doesn't stop me. It does not stop me. In fact, Thursday Night Football, I'm laying money on the Giants. I just think there's something about this Giants team, you know? They brought in Brian Dable. It's just a different culture. Danny Dimes looks rejuvenated. Saquon Barkley's back. I think the Ravens are on the downside, so I'm going Giants, baby, all day long. And I'm definitely going to be throwing bets down on Sunday and Monday. I mean, it just keeps going. Not to mention, if you want to drift off on a little bit of a tangent, Major League Baseball playoffs are happening. Hockey has just started, so there's lots of action happening up at DraftKings. But when it comes to the NFL in particular, oh my Lord, my friend, right now, if you bet just $5 on any NFL team to win, and you'll get you'll get $200 in free bets if they do. So like I said, $5. You just bet it on any NFL team to win. So you're going to bet it on the Giants like I am on Thursday, and they do win. DraftKings hooking you up with $200 in free bets. To make things even sweeter, you can throw down on stepped-up same-game parlays once per game day all season long. And there's plenty of weeks left to go, my friend. We got about 12 of the regular season and beyond. So right now you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code JOSHPOTTER. You're going to get that $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place just $5 on any football game. That's code Josh Potter, all one word, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Well, let's get it. We have a lot of sports videos that I would like to get into here. Let's get into
I
it.
love sports?
I know it.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
That had to have been played, right?
Now, Chase, you can't see it on camera, but Chase has brought a guest into studio.
I
here today.
did.
It's Rolo, her dog.
My
Kinda
son.
dog. Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to
It's my
qualify it.
stepson. He doesn't live with me. I don't have custody, but
He's
I
right
raised
under the table
I
right now.
raised him. Yeah.
We're going to show him. We got a Rolo cam coming your way here. But you're not the only female comic I know that has like what's the word? Like a co-op dog situation.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
really?
smart because people go on the road. And yeah, Sarah Weinshank like shares a dog.
Oh, really?
Shit, timeshare. It's like dog timeshare.
I don't really share him.
Oh.
I just
You gave up custody.
I gave up custody.
You had visiting rights.
I have visiting rights, yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because our first sports clip involves a little doggy, and this is off of a home run that was hit. I don't know where exactly, but we were talking quite a bit about adult dorks who steal home runs. I'm so glad no one stole this home run from this dog right here. You see the ball goes up into, it was a Mets game back in the regular season.
See, I think this is planned because we don't see the dog catch it. We just see it now all of a sudden the ball's in his mouth.
Well, I like your speculation.
I
like your skepticism, I should say.
We do not see the dog. Is this Airbud? We don't see him.
I like
they
that
put it in his mouth.
Well, this is what I was thinking. I mean, the dog is like it's a sparse, for those who are listening and not watching, it is hit into a place where there is a sparse crowd, not a lot of people around. So I think the ball just goes and lands, and then the dog is there to happen to run over and pick it up.
You don't think they put it in his mouth?
They might have, but also I know for a fact, like what you're saying, the dog isn't like in the sandlot where he like jumps up and catches it. We're not watching like the craziest catch by a dog in the history of time, where I believe that's Starling Marte, who hit a home run into like deep right field. The dog didn't just like grab that out of the air. You're right, but I thought it was cute.
Well, it's very cute. That's adorable.
I did call bullshit on the dog catching the ball. I did say that.
Me too.
It's so funny that you did it before me. I thought you would be like excited to see the dog or what have you, and then you're like,
well, this has been playing
bullets.
Since even before we started recording today.
Oh, and you've been staring at
I've had some time to. I think at first I did think it was really cute,
and then you've debunked it.
Yeah, now I've watched it enough that I don't think he just caught it.
Well, in terms of the NFL. There's a lot of dogs. Everyone has that dog in them.
I thought this was the Major League Baseball.
No. Yes, I'm moving on.
MLB.
From this is, yes. We just watched.
They call it the MLB.
Major League Baseball. But in the NFL, I'm saying.
Okay.
Moving on now to a different
Oh, can
topic.
I say something about MLB?
Oh, please. You have a sports fact for us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait, please.
Well, it's not a fact. It's
your judgment on what's going to happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard, even better,
okay.
Have you heard of the bananas?
Oh, yes, the bananas. The Savannah Bananas.
Yes!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now that's fun.
And you know what's so funny? There are so many.
I follow them and scroll, and that's how you get me to watch baseball.
And that's what their goal is. Minor league teams oftentimes.
Oh, they're minor?
Yeah. They oftentimes, minor league teams
should be major.
Minor league teams have to come up with gimmicks, so to speak, in order to bring attendance. Because not a lot of people are going to minor league games. The Savannah Bananas have insane.
Is anyone doing a gimmick better than them?
Nobody. And they do dances for TikTok. Some baseball purists out there think this is horseshit, for the record. They think the Savannah Bananas are an embarrassment.
Well, they're all professional dancers. I don't know. I feel like you have to know how to dance to get onto the Savannahs. Bananas.
You think that's part of the tryouts?
Definitely.
Like,
these are dancers.
You did great as an infielder. Your velocity is fantastic. You're really great with swinging the bat.
Or are baseball players just good at dance?
I mean, it makes me. You really are making me wonder how often they're practicing like their grounders and how often they're practicing TikTok dances.
A lot of practice goes into TikTok dances because that's good. They're good.
I mean, they come out on the field and they do like a full team ensemble.
Is there a video?
I'm sure. Please mute it though if there is. Go to their Instagram page. Just go look at their Instagram page and you'll see all the like nonsense that they do. People either love it or either love it or they hate it. Of course I know.
Well, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I didn't know you were going to be into the dancing.
I think it's great. I think anything that they can do to drum up. You know what a lot of teams do? They do Star Wars night. Nowadays, they'll do a Marvel's the big thing, so they'll do a Marvel night.
So if you're on a minor league baseball team, is this their full-time job, or do they all have like regular jobs?
Chase, that is a interesting question, and that is actually a source of controversy at the moment because it's very difficult because a lot of minor league players make very bad money, and it's very difficult for them to not have a second job. And Major League Baseball recently came around and offered housing and things like that because these people were living in squalor. In fact, a subject of one of my times on your mom's house, and I brought it to this program, Reese McGuire was in the minor leagues, and he was staying
Toby Maguire's son.
No, but not spelled the same.
Okay.
But Reese McGuire, like the guy that you would have rejected, had about 5 people living in this one apartment that he had to live in, all teammates. They were all shacked up in this one little tiny apartment. And because of that, he had no privacy. So he ventured out in his car and went to jerk off in a parking lot where he was then caught and arrested. All because Major League Baseball cannot provide housing for their minor league players. But they've since done that. And so their standard of living is on the rise. Hopefully Major League Baseball does more for these players. But yeah, no, here's some Savannah Bananas.
I mean, just having fun.
Yeah,
I mean, this is how you get me to watch sports.
And minor league baseball teams often have like weird weird uniforms and things like that. No, but that's
cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would. That's a date that I would take a Chase O'Donnell on.
Yes.
Savannah Bananas baseball game.
Yes, take me to a
certain.
Savannah Bananas.
I'm already the best baseball date there ever was. Although a girl did dump me right after we went to a baseball game one time because I had a little too much fun apparently. I don't know. Daddy likes to drink, and like, you know, I was standing up. I was singing Zoot Suit Riot. I was like, you know, getting the crowd into it. Evidently, this woman didn't like attention brought to her. I'm like, well, you're hanging out with me.
Yeah.
What do you expect's going to happen?
Wrong girl.
Wrong girl indeed. But yeah, I mean, we can take this on. This is kind of...
What? I mean, it's they did hours of practice.
So do you think they're like, like I said, you did great in everything, all aspects of the game. You're one of the best defenders we've ever seen. You can slam the baseball. You were a little slow on the TikTok dance, though. We're a little behind. You were a few steps behind, so we're going to have to cut you.
Yeah.
You'll make it somewhere else where they don't do TikTok dances, but we're going to have to cut you. That's so funny. No, but the reason I was transitioning is because Cecil Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
We've talked about
him.
You love him.
Yeah.
What do you love about him?
His form. It's really good.
You don't have to pretend. Do you know what I'm talking about? Russell Wilson.
No.
Okay.
You said someone else.
I said Cecil. That's what we call
Cecil.
him here.
Oh, his name's Russell?
Yes.
No, I don't know him. That was a bit.
Russell Wilson is the creepy quarterback of the, well, now Denver Broncos, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. We've talked quite a bit about him on this program. I don't know if we've ever discussed him with you, but things are coming off the rails with him because he's since been traded to a new team, and he's not having good success. He went from a team where he had won a Super Bowl. He had been to a Super Bowl. He asked to be traded, got his wish, and things are coming off the rails. And so I think it's spilling over into his TikToks. So here's a TikTok of Russell. We have it muted because it has music. Let's see it. Can we make it big for a second?
It's what I care about.
It's what I care about. And then he points. Is this a trend on TikTok where you point to
you just point.
And then a word comes.
And then a word appears.
So he's pointing at one word, he points at another word over this way, and then he points down, and he's pointing out all the 4 things that he loves. Let's see what they are. Faith.
Family.
Football.
Flying.
Flying.
Oh, it's the 4 Fs.
I guess. Did he just need a 4th F? Is that why? Is that a trend on TikTok that I should know about?
No. But
he could have put anything in there.
Yeah.
Fun?
Flying?
Flying? Only a psychopath likes flying.
Yeah, are people commenting like, what's up with the flying?
Yeah. A lot of people are wondering what the fuck is up with the flying.
that's pretty random.
Either this is a person who is so out of touch where he's like, well, I only fly private, so it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that very well might be the case.
Oh, Alaska Airlines over here getting me out of my comfort zone. Oh, it's an ad.
Is it an ad? That
he got paid to do this.
Oh, flying.
Alaska Airlines said, just create your own content, do whatever you want. We don't care what you do. Just make sure.
Hey, Russ. Yeah, give us an ad, dog. Can you do that? Oh, here's my 4 loves. No one likes flying Alaska Airlines.
Flying.
I'm not going to get any sponsorships from them anytime
soon. And it's
soon.
right below football. He likes it that much.
It's 2 below faith.
Yeah.
It goes Jesus, football, then his career is love, and then flying.
Oh my God.
And not even, like I said, I thought, maybe he flies private all the time, yada, yada. No one's flying Alaska Air and is like, you know what? This is fucking amazing. I want to do this every day.
I want to make a TikTok like that.
You should.
Fun.
You should just follow Russell Wilson and copy all his TikToks.
Well, I've always wanted to do a TikTok where you point to things but nothing pops up. So you're like...
And you keep doing it. You're like,
come
on.
Yeah. It's like,
get on there.
Yeah. That's actually a better angle. I like that. Just being mad.
We had another Russell Wilson thing, too. Oh, yeah. So... things have been going poorly for him, you understand.
The poor guy. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
He's been for whatever reason, the NFL before this season was like, we're going to put the Denver Broncos on every prime time game in the history of time. We're going to put them every week on prime time. So his new slogan, now that he's on the Broncos, there was an awkward video, and I don't know if we have access to this. Can we watch the Broncos Country Let's Ride, the original? Can we pull that up?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll explain to Chase what happens in the meantime.
Okay.
So Russell Wilson, he's traded. He's on the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
He's trying to ingratiate himself.
Can I guess his age?
Yes.
24.
No.
34?
I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna guess he is 31.
Oh, okay.
But is that 33?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so close. Okay.
So he's traded to the Broncos. He's trying to ingratiate himself with those fans. And he's doing a photo shoot where they're asking him, hey Russ, the slogan is Broncos Country, let's ride. Can you say that? And so he does it, and they go, just give us a few takes. So he's up there, he's like, Broncos Country, let's ride. And then they just start getting weirder and weirder.
Oh my gosh.
To the point where it went viral.
Okay.
And everyone's like saying Broncos Country, let's ride. And they're like, this is so weird. Now he's like owned it, which is good. It's smart. He's taken it on. And after everything he does, he ends it with Broncos Country, let's ride.
That's funny.
Right. But let's watch the original video to refresh people if we can.
Okay. Wow. I love when they can own it.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Broncos.
Let's ride.
Perfect. One more time. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. Ride.
Is that it?
Yeah. But he gets.
I thought
like
he
how
did phenomenal.
You thought that was good?
He took direction very well. I didn't think that was that weird.
Okay.
What?
I just thought it was weird. He got quieter. Broncos
He's
Country.
giving.
That's right.
He's giving different options.
Let's get less excited as it goes.
He's giving different
So
levels.
after a very disappointing game in which
Okay.
no touchdowns were scored, all field
Wow.
goals, 7 field goals the entire game, one of the worst football games I've
Wow.
ever. These waning eyes have had the displeasure of laying the. I wasted eye energy. I wasted moments of sight to watch this football game. So Russell Wilson is having a press conference after a loss in this terrible game where he threw 0 touchdowns. And he doesn't really know how to deal with this sort of like the press being on him. And this is how he ended his press conference.
Okay.
Let's see if we can watch it from the beginning.
I'm
of the
ready.
sound.
Keep believing in. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Broncos country. That's right. Keep believing in.
So he doesn't know how to act anymore. Because usually, that would be normally for Russell Wilson, that's a press conference where he's celebrating a win. And people are like, hey, and we played great out there. Thank you, Jesus. I want to thank Alaskan Air for flying me here.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Broncos Country, let's ride. He didn't have the confidence to say it there. And he said, Broncos Country, and just left.
Let's ride.
And then he was like, oh, yeah, let's ride.
I mean,
sneak it in. You feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him.
You would end up in Russell Wilson's apartment.
I would say, sure,
Yeah.
we
and
can keep hanging out.
then he's got a chase suit that he's wearing.
I feel bad for him. I think he has a really good heart.
Okay. And folks, it's all coming full circle now, isn't it? Chase's dating decisions, and then Russell Wilson has a good heart.
I don't think.
You don't think there's anything malicious behind him, which I've said too. I said, at the end of the day, we make jokes. We say he's like a serial killer because he's so crazy.
That's what they say.
Oh, that's what we say. And and it's like, because he's like a robot. He doesn't know how to have actual conversations.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, what I really think it is he wants to be a superstar. He wants to be like a celebrity.
He does.
He's married to Sierra, so he wants to be like, Hollywood kind of.
Never mind. That makes me change my opinion of him. Okay,
well, here's the thing though. He wants those things, but he's like too much of a dork or maybe a little autistic and just doesn't. It's not lining up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Football players tend to have brain injuries.
This is true. Can we show Chase the Subway commercial? I've been tagged in this thing because PFT commenter of Pardon My Take, he made like a remix version where it has like a green screen background. I don't want to play that one. I want to play the original, obviously. But people have been tagging me I'm not going to play Pardon My Take content.
I don't care about that. Not a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a thing.
Oh no, the link.
The page is unavailable.
Oh my God, did they take it down? Well, I guess we have to see the PFT. I mean, can you just Google it and see if it comes up? Russ must have taken it off of, or it got flagged because so many people. Adam Ray duetted it also. I wouldn't mind showing Adam Ray's duet. It's pretty funny, but I want to show Chase the original because it is so jarring.
And this is his Subway commercial.
Yes, and I'll tell you my theory on it that I've come to since we played it originally. I've come to a theory on it because it is happening this way. I feel like he's doing a one-sided conversation as if he thinks he's fucking Bob Newhart all of a sudden. Bob Newhart, for those of you young kids out there, very funny comedian, had multiple sitcoms. Pause it for me real quick. Bob Newhart was the king of his whole stand-up act was he'd pick up a phone and have a fake conversation with someone, and it was hilarious. He was amazing. He was like, no one was on the other line, but you couldn't tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Russell Wilson is kind of doing that with this Subway ad. Give it a listen.
Let's roll out.
Hey, you want to split this Subway sandwich? It is my signature sandwich. It's called the Danger Witch. And it's dangerously
this is
good.
like a remix version, but you get the idea.
Be careful, though.
Kirsten can't handle the mouth noises.
It is dangerous.
So that was a remixed version of it where someone made it creepier. He did that raw. He did that like normal. He did that like as if...
This is the problem.
Yeah.
He's not an actor.
No.
He has no acting training.
And they're trying to shove him into that role.
They're trying to shove him into that role. Sorry, is Rolo bothering you?
No, not at all. I was making sure he was okay.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's very
He's
alarming.
not acting is tough.
You should duet that TikTok, though. That's what I think is I think Subway went into it going like, this is going to be so fucking weird and creepy
really?
that people are going to duet it and it's going to just go super viral.
How would I duet it?
On TikTok. I don't know how do people do that?
Like, be like, tell me more.
Responding to him.
Okay,
It'd be
I'll
like
respond.
pretend he's a guy that's trying to get you to go to his apartment.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
I want to know why it's so dangerous. Okay. Sure. I like that idea.
Let's get into some news stories because there's some good ones here before we wrap things up. I like how you know the song. Now this one, I mean, you caught your eye on it prior to us recording, and I thought you were like, ooh, that's a good one. Before we play the video, I want to read it. No, you don't have to say whoops. You were intrigued by it.
Yeah,
I'm excited to share it with you.
Okay.
So a Mississippi daycare worker wiped away tears as she apologized for scaring little children with a Halloween mask after her worrying behavior left her unemployed this week. Staff members at Little Blessings Child Care and Learning Center, located in Hamilton, Mississippi, were allegedly trying to put a scare into some children who they thought had been bad, said the whistleblower on the Facebook post. 4 employees at the facility were fired following the incident, according to local television. Speaking out after the troubling video went viral on social media, one daycare worker, who referred to herself as CC, insisted the act was not ill-intentioned. It wasn't meant to harm anybody, and it wasn't ill-intentioned, she said in a video shared on Facebook. The teachers asked me if I would do it or if they could use the mask I got to use in their class to listen or clean up. I'm not a child abuser. This is according to the one worker. The worker claims that she made her plan of searing the children known to other members of staff, but failed to disclose to the daycare. So this woman thought, these kids are the bad kids. Let's scare them and make them clean. The daycare under investigation after workers were caught on video appearing to terrify the children while wearing the mask from the movie Scream. It did not go in there. It did not go in the direction, or I don't know what this sentence doesn't make any sense. I didn't go in there with the intention to literally traumatize those children. I expected them to react the way they reacted when I did it. It says she expected them to react that way, so wouldn't she think they would be traumatized? I expected them to act traumatized, but I didn't think they would be.
Right.
In one of the videos, as seen on Reddit, a woman in the Scream mask approaches a group of children while they are sitting at tables eating lunch. At the sight of the horror show mask, the toddler begins to scream and cry, and the children get visibly more distressed as the video goes on. Insisting that the kids she looked after at the daycare meant everything to her, Cece vowed to never visit the premises again. Long story short, I bought the masks to scare my coworker, and eventually they were used inappropriately. But what y'all didn't see was after I had left the room, I took it off and I went back into the classroom and said, Cece got the monster. It's not coming back. Oh. And they hugged me. I've known these kids their whole lives. They knew it was me, and they had the reaction they did because they are children, and that's it. Sanders said that she was only told about the chilling videos on Wednesday, according to the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Sanders, who has owned the child daycare business for 2 decades, said one of the videos was filmed last month, and the most recent one was filmed on Tuesday. So it wasn't even Halloween when they were doing this shit. They were just in September like, let's scare the shit out of these kids so they clean up their fucking mess.
So you think this was wrong?
Well, I mean, let's take a look at the video before we make a judgment call.
Okay. Yeah, the screaming's a bit much.
Is this the one I sent you? There was definitely one where she was doing it way more. There was one where she was walking up to the kids and they were all crying when she walked in, and she just goes, rah! And the kids are like, ah! Like it's fucking nuts.
Shocking video.
Yeah, this is the part I saw here.
Children screaming in terror.
This part where she just, they're all screaming.
Wearing a scary mask, yells in their faces.
Oh my God.
The mask is the infamous ghost face from the Scream movie franchise.
It's actually not, by the way.
I was going to bring that up.
It's actually not. Can we stop? This is like a knockoff mask. This is like, you know when you go to the Halloween store to buy a costume, and it's like a costume of a famous person, but they just make it, they're like there was like a Pete Davidson concert, and they're just like scumbag. You know what I mean? They label it like that. Or there was like a Kim Kardashian costume, and they're like rich whore. You know what I mean? Like they have, that's like how they do it at Spirit.
Yeah.
This is like a Spirit version of the Halloween mask.
It might be the woman from The Nun, which is like part of the Conjuring universe.
Oh, that could very well be. So you're saying they've gotten it completely wrong, and it is actually from something.
It's a different monster.
Well, you know, I don't think the problem was them portraying it as the Scream mask when it wasn't. I don't think that's what people are up in arms about. They're like, you said that was a Scream mask. It sure wasn't. That's what I take umbrage with.
Do we think that she needed to get fired?
Do you think so? I'm curious your thoughts. You're asking me as if you don't think she should have.
I don't want to be controversial.
Ooh, please.
But I don't think it's that bad. Is that crazy? I think kids, I've done a lot of nannying and babysitting.
Have you ever scared the shit out of them?
I think that, like, I don't know.
You're not admitting to any crimes right now.
If I would have thought, oh, this might be really funny, let me put on the mask and scare them. I don't think I would be like, like I wouldn't have, like, she really doubled down. I don't think she just doesn't, she couldn't read a room.
Sure.
Which is a tough thing to do, read a room. And so I think she took it too far, but I think she came from a place of like, this is funny.
That, you just reminded me of perhaps a repressed memory. But my mother used to scare the shit out of us by, like, she would come into my room and she would go like like that and just make like a still face.
Oh God.
And I'd be like, Mom, and I'd shake her. I'd be like, Mom. I remember that. And then she would do this other thing where she would like pretend that she was dead. and she would just she would just stay like she would sit there like in the chair, like say she was in a chair, she would be slumped back like this with her eyes wide open, but like let's just be like,
oh my god,
and I would be like, Mom, Mom, and she wouldn't she would start until she started like laughing.
Wow.
Is that fucked up?
Yes. Because as a kid, I would play dead sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll pretend I'm drowning in the pool, right?
Yeah.
I think kids do that, but the parents?
She would say like, I don't remember if it was like when we were bad or what, but she would like, it would be like, the demons are gonna take over Mom. You know what I mean? Like, and were you whipped into shape? You're like, I'll never be bad again. It terrified me. I mean, I think I was probably bad a million times after that, but I mean, it probably became less effective as time went on. I was like, let the demons have her. It's like, good, she's in a coma.
She's gonna keep doing this.
But there was a specific noise that she would make. You know how The Conjuring is like that thing where it's like, is it The Grudge? Where
is
it's
it
like,
that Grudge where she's like,
yeah, she would do shit like that. Was before The Grudge even existed, and she would do sounds like that, just real silently.
Now, a question.
Yeah.
Have you brought this up in BetterHelp?
I actually have, like I
said, two.
I didn't. I mean, I don't have. They're not. I don't. I mean,
they're not your sponsor today. Darn it.
Okay. But I never remembered it until this moment. Like I forgot about it until just now. It's really wild. But yeah.
Wow. Because you blocked it out.
Maybe
you should bring this up.
I should probably. But there was another. I wanted to bring up another story because we have many emails, by the way, at this at joshpottershow@gmail.com. It involves something that we had discussed when Sarah Weinshank was on the program last time. People love to be fucking at amusement parks.
They do?
Yeah. We had a story last time about two people who had sex on a Ferris wheel and or sexual relations. Okay. I think it was a blowjob.
I can believe that.
It was one of the big ones, too, the giant wheel. So they were in like a gondola. It wasn't just one where you sit side by side.
There were other people in there?
There were other people on the wheel, so like,
but not in their gondola.
No.
Fine.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And
Fine.
And some kids saw it, so people had to narc on them. Whatever. So that was the case that we had, you know?
Okay.
So I got an email from both Ashley and Colton Hill over at joshpottershow@gmail.com.
Okay.
Ashley writes, yet another horny couple busted at Cedar Point. A handy while waiting in line for the freak show. Stay spooky. And then Colton Hill wrote to me, what is going on at Cedar Point this year? This is the second couple since August trying to come up in May. I don't know if it's the right place to try it out unless you want to end up on some sex offender list. Someone always has to be the snitch, though.
Oh, because kids are there.
Probably. That's why they snitch.
Okay.
So, Sandusky police arrested two adults on charges of public indecency after officers say they were involved in the sex act while waiting in line at Cedar Point Friday evening. According to police body camera video and reports, an officer told the couple that a witness took video of the incident. We clearly have video of you with your hand down his pants. So here's the thing to me, folks.
Oh, is this the video?
If the penis is in the hand, if the penis is in the pants and the hand goes down it, it's like a tree falling in the woods, and is anyone around to hear it? There's no sexual indecency there, though.
I mean, I'm wondering, everything you've showed me today. I'm like, oh, they're trying their best. They're doing their best.
You really went on the side of the teachers on that daycare.
I really did go on the side of the teachers, and here I'm on the side of the people just trying to have a good time.
Me too. I'm on their side. That you're on the right side of history on this one.
Okay.
We're pro
I
public
think everyone's
sex
just
here.
doing their best.
Yeah, we're pro public sex here, and I'm saying
we're not pro public sex.
Well, we're
no.
We, the royal we, as in me,
okay.
is pro public sex.
Daddy is.
Yeah.
You've called yourself daddy a lot today.
I have done it maybe once or twice. I don't know. I've done it a lot. But yes, you're not pro public sex. You've never done public sex.
Well, at a theme park, absolutely not.
No, that is a dream of mine.
It is.
Oh, theme park, baseball game, an arena of some kind. These are my. Everyone's done a park or like a fucking camping or something.
See,
like
yeah,
that.
they're just trying to have fun.
Right.
But the problem is, if kids are around, I can see why that's an issue. They didn't think it through.
Now, you're a woman.
Okay.
Many women love the bathroom sex.
What?
Which is so bizarre to me.
What?
It's true. There are a great deal of women.
In public, you mean?
Dive bar bathrooms. Yeah, like in a...
Oh, I've seen that in some movies.
Yeah, well...
Okay.
But you're not a public sex... what's the word? Obviously not a haver, but like...
I'm not even a let's go back to your place and haver.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no.
So there's no public a place that you would be like, that'd be fun?
No.
No, nothing at all.
No.
I kind of guessed that. The couple, they denied anything went wrong. They said, we just started dating not too long ago, and we were just affectionate. The man told the officer, but we're not doing anything wrong. Sandusky Police Lieutenant said the man and women are both 38 years old. Again, older couple. Not you.
Wow,
think this is
I
like
thought 21.
Right. So she's just got his hand down the guy's pants. The charge will be upgraded to a misdemeanor. What? If the guy took his dick out of the pants and she was jerking it off in the line, yeah, I would be like, misdemeanor it up. Sure, that's indecent exposure. There's a guy behind him. It's like, what the fuck? I got to see this dick right here. Come on.
I want to know how long Is this a couple that's been together for years?
No, I said they just started dating.
Oh, okay, that makes
We
more
just started
sense.
dating not too long ago, and we were just
I missed that
affectionate,
part. Okay.
according to his statement that he had to give to the police. Because the victims that witnessed it were under the age of 18.
So embarrassing.
It did occur over near the Freak Show, which is a part of Cedar Point's Hollow Weekends, going on right now. The couple is due in court soon to face the charges. Sandusky police say about 6 weeks ago they arrested another couple for allegedly having sex on the giant wheel, as we brought up on this very program. Covered it here on the Josh Potter Show.
Yes.
Their case pending right now. If you're engaging in adult activities inside the park, our police department is not going to tolerate that, says the sheriff. We will continue to file charges against people that behave like this inside of Cedar Point.
Where's Cedar Point?
That is in Sandusky, Ohio. So if you're trying to fuck, pick a Six Flags, because Cedar Point is not having it, friend.
Wow.
Not having it.
Well, they have to make a statement like that.
Yeah. You're right.
I feel like they have to say that.
I always was a teenager, though, and I always thought, oh, I can't wait till I'm an adult and I can bring my girlfriend here. We can make out and, like, go on the Ferris wheel and I can finger her and stuff. You always think those things. You're like, how fun would that be?
Yeah.
And now the fucking police in Ohio are ruining it.
Oh, bummer.
Chase, tell everyone where they can see you and come watch your comedy and enjoy your wonderful TikToks and things like that.
Okay, sure. Chase _O'Donnell is my Instagram, and we just found out that Chase _Elaine is my TikTok, but also the same name as a porn star from the 90s.
I think earlier than that, even maybe.
Maybe earlier than that. I didn't know. Her name's Chase Elaine, and I go by.
So are you having confusion is my question. Are there people that are coming aboard, they're like, Chase Elaine, hell yeah. Oh, you're not the porn star.
Well, I was getting tons of comments on my TikTok being like, ha ha ha, you would be Chase Elaine.
Why would you be Chase? Yeah. I don't understand.
I don't know. That's and I was like, what? I'm confused. I don't even get the joke. And then I realized, yes. Also, I got a message from someone on Instagram that he said if he messaged me every single day for the month, would I bring him up on your podcast?
Ooh.
But he only messaged me twice.
And you're going to reward this
behavior? So therefore I'm not going to bring him up, but this is just a note to him. I would have if you had messaged me every day for a month, but he only messaged me 2 times.
Do not.
Oh,
stop.
Okay. No? Okay.
No, I'm saying, like, don't ask for this type of behavior.
Well, I wanted him to know it. I'm not purposely not bringing it up.
I see, okay.
He didn't follow through.
Okay, I like that you were at least a stickler for the rules. But
yes.
Good golly, guys. Stop bothering Chase, would you?
But anyways,
you want to get mentioned on the podcast, send something in to joshpottershow@gmail.com.
There we go.
Something of pertinence and of importance. How about shows? Anything that anyone can see you at?
Yeah, I'll also be in Florida, but I think right after you.
Isn't that weird? They're married. Go at the same time.
I know, go at the same time. And then I'm going to be in New York November 3rd through 7th.
Okay.
I'm just throwing out, I don't know if that's correct. And then Mississippi. I'm just check out my Instagram.
All right.
That's where you'll find me.
And you'll find me on Instagram as well, at Josh_Potter. Twitter is at J_Potter. There in the bio, you'll find links to just about everything. Going on the road with Annie, October 20th. Please come to Irvine Improv. It's going to be a hell of a show.
What day?
That's October 20th, Irvine Improv.
Okay.
It's going to be a hell of a show. Annie is assembling quite the lineup. Other than that, though, like I said, I'll be with Annie in San Jose, some other places in November, with Tom in November in Florida. And then Buffalo is on sale. My home club, Helium in Buffalo, the 22nd and 23rd. I'm coming home for the holidays and doing 2 shows in Buffalo at Helium. Those have gone on sale, so please to be buying tickets to those. Otherwise, twitch.tv/Josh_Potter, patreon.com/The Josh Potter Show. All those links can be found on Instagram and Twitter. And please continue to rate, review, subscribe. Get us. People have been messaging me, lots of people, dozens and dozens actually, about how the show is not populating on their feed, even though they're subscribed. So unsubscribe and resubscribe. I don't know what's going on with it. Hit the bell. I don't know if it's on our end with the algorithm.
For the love of God, unsubscribe.
And then resubscribe.
Just
for the Christ's sake.
Then
Christ's
subscribe.
Sake, please, yes. I don't know. Just redo it or something if it's not populating in your feed. But it might be something with our end with the algorithm. I don't know. We're figuring it out. But please to be continuing to support those things because it helps drum up more views for the program. Other than that, my friends, we will see you right here inside the Roach Motel next Tuesday on The Josh Potter Show. Thank you.